What is going on, everybody? It's the Franz, and we're here for our Monday Night Raw review for July 9th, 2018. I know we did not have unscripted this past week, and that's because I've been battling mentally with some personal problems in my life that I will probably get onto with unscripted this week. Just to let you guys know what's going on and everything and why I wasn't there. But tonight was Monday Night Raw, and what the fuck was that? Of course, we had a great main event because, of course, we had Seth Rollins in the main event again where he should be. And I'm thinking when this match is going on, it was Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre. We'll just get that out of the way. That's what's happening tonight, and that's what happened tonight in the main event. And I'm thinking, why are these two not going for the Universal Championship? Why do we still have the title, the most meaningless title in the company, which is supposed to be Raw's top title, on a guy who is clearly going back to UFC and will not be here after SummerSlam? Why is it not Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins for the Universal Championship, or a shot to go for the Universal Championship? They fought tonight, and if Drew McIntyre lost, he would have been banned from the Intercontinental title 30-minute Iron Man match. Which is to me, and I have it in my notes, why does the Intercontinental title feel like the more important title on WWE TV on Monday Night Raw right now? Can someone answer that one to me? Because it's like WWE doesn't care about the Universal Championship, and there was an article, I think I found it on Twitter the other day. It was like it was a link to an article about why the Universal Championship doesn't have any prestige or anything. I mean, when they brought the World Championship back in 2002 and gave it to Triple H, they connected it to the WCW Championship from back when Triple H held that title a couple months before at WrestleMania that same year. He was the last person to hold that big gold belt. Then they had lineage. This title, this Universal title, has no lineage. It started out with the first guy winning it, tearing his labrum, like his shoulder up completely in the match he won it in. You had the second champion do almost nothing with it because WWE treated him as a joke. Then the next two champions were part-timers. The Universal title has no meaning to it whatsoever. It is an absolute joke. And tonight, these two, and Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins, and the promo we'll play later between Drew McIntyre, Dolph Ziggler, and Seth Rollins shows when Brock Lesnar does drop the Universal title to whoever it is, whether it's Roman, Lashley, or whoever, that title means absolutely nothing. Nothing. Plain and simple. It's just that simple. Nothing. Speaking of course, again tonight on Monday Night Raw, we had more Bayley and Sasha Banks, and looks like Dr. Shelby threw in the towel because we get 3 snippets of counseling tonight, and we get the first one, which I'll play a little bit later, where we hear what Bayley has to say of why she did what she did to Sasha Banks, and they had a woman counselor. And then they do one with a bickering back and forth. We can't understand what they're saying. And then we don't get to hear what Sasha Banks has to say. So, and I guess the counseling is done. We're going to hear what they have to do next week. We're going to report back to Kurt Angle. And I'm thinking, why are these two not just being put into a match at Extreme Rules? These two clearly have a beef with each other. Why is it that when Kurt Angle came to Kurt Angle last week and was like, put Braun Strowman in counseling, Kurt Angle was like, we settle everything in the ring. So we're going to put you in a match against Braun Strowman. But these two fight and beat the hell out of each other, and he's like, I guess you two don't care about the women's division of Monday Night Raw, so I'm sending you two to counseling or you're fired. Little hypocritical right there, don't you think, Kurt Angle? Little hypocritical. Seriously. And then, of course, we get the aforementioned and the pretty much desperate attempt to try and get some buzz for this match between Bobby Lashley and Roman Reigns, which we'll talk about later. We get the brawl with the pool parts and all that shit. You know how WWE loves to do that. So much potential wasted tonight, pretty much. The Bayley Sasha Banks thing, they need to be building towards a fight, not these two are going to get fired and end up on SmackDown Live. So basically what's going to happen is Kurt Angle's going to be like, you guys didn't do your job. You guys didn't get back on the same page. So you know what? You're both fired. Guess what? Next night, they turn up on SmackDown Live. So Kurt Angle, you lost all 4 members of the 4 Horsewomen in either the draft or your stupidity to fire them. That's where this seems to be leading, is that both of these women are going to end up on SmackDown, and then you will have the 4 Horsewomen on SmackDown, so Raw can eventually have the 4 Horsewomen of MMA with Shayna Baszler, Jessamine Duke, Ramona Shafir joining Ronda Rousey. That's what I'm getting from that. Not Kurt Angle, but we also had Constable Baron Corbin make a tag team match with him and Elias versus Bobby Roode, there's too many Bobby Roode and Finn Balor. And WWE had Baron Corbin sing Itsy Bitsy Spider to Finn Balor. What am I watching, and what year is this? Does anybody find this enjoyable? Because I sure the hell don't. And we also had Nia Jax and Natalya versus Alexa Bliss and Mickie James, with Alexa Bliss using a kendo stick after that match to, show this is what's going to happen at Extreme Rules. And can we talk about Extreme Rules for a second? Extreme Rules tagline used to always be the night when WWE goes extreme. We get tables matches, ladder matches, chairs matches, that's TLC. We get hardcore matches, we get ambulance matches, we get all these matches that are supposed to be under Extreme Rules and other types. And this year we get a cage match, Extreme Rules match, and a 30-minute Iron Man match. What's the point of Extreme Rules being called Extreme Rules? This will hopefully be the last year of WWE using the moniker Extreme Rules. Give me a new pay-per-view. It could be Bash at the Beach. It could be the Great American Bash. It could be anything you want to say, minus Great Balls of Fire. I don't want to see that pay-per-view name ever again. I don't want to see Battleground either. That show got a taint in it from last year. Give us No Mercy. Give us Judgment Day. Give us whatever the fuck you want. Just get rid of the Extreme Rules name. If you're not going to put every match under Extreme Rules or some kind of stipulation outside of a 30-minute Iron Man match, which if you really want to make that fun, Extreme Rules 30-minute Iron Man match. Let these guys go through tables. Let these guys go through chairs. Falls count anywhere would be great too for a 30-minute Iron Man match. I know it kind of defeats the purpose, but it would still be something more exciting than I know these two, Seth Rollins and Dolph Ziggler, are going to give us a great match. Speaking of Dolph Ziggler, we will have a little excerpt from Chasing Glory where he talks about what his original name was supposed to be after the Spirit Squad broke up, but we'll get to that on Saturday. Give us something else. 2018 has got to be the end of the Extreme Rules pay-per-view name. Give me Judgment Day. I would rather have WWE Judgment Day over Extreme Rules. No Mercy, No Way Out, Bad Blood, which would be fine, but I guess because it has the word blood in it, we can't use that. That's why we got Great Balls of Fire last year. Let me see. Yeah, anything like that. Anything you want to come up with that's a good pay-per-view name. Throw out a poll over the next 6 months or so. Throw out a poll for pay-per-view ideas for fans. A legit poll on Twitter. Give them 4 names, and the winner of that name gets into your pay-per-view next year. Throw out No Mercy. King of the Ring would be nice too, but I know they're not going to go with that because Vince McMahon doesn't know how to run a tournament properly. So unless we're going to get ourselves Extreme Rules stipulations named at the pay-per-view, which makes no goddamn sense, none of this makes sense. We also had, let me see here, Bo Dallas and Matt Hardy went one-on-one, which Bray Wyatt is back, which is always nice to see because if anybody remembers, last weekend, not this past Saturday, but the Saturday before that or Friday before that, he got in a car accident, which apparently he wasn't paying attention to the road, and all I'm going to say is, Bray, you should pay attention to the road. I guess JoJo was not with him, so that was not the distraction. I don't know what was distracting him, but Bray, dude, you got to stay on the road. And we had ourselves the rinse and repeat portion of the episode when we had Ember Moon versus Liv Morgan. I don't know why. Like, hopefully with the struggles of the 2 members of the Riot Squad that we have now, when Ruby Riot does come back, maybe that'll be the implosion of the Riot Squad. These two just can't get it done. And she's like, I don't want to deal with these guys anymore. So we're done, and Riot Squad will hopefully be dead by the time this is over. Which, for a second there, when they did come out, it did sound like they were using new music. It's not. It's like a remix of what Ruby Riot was using when they were with her. So maybe they're starting to tear towards the Riot Squad being done. Oh buddy, this show could have been a lot better, but it's just how WWE likes to be. We started off and they did a hype package of Bobby Lashley and Roman Reigns, which I will give it to whoever it is in the back. Whoever's been doing these hype packages for anything, I don't care about this match, but you feel a little bit of a hype for a match on Sunday if it was Sunday. If that hype package didn't show up till Sunday, you might get a little hype for it because these guys in WWE know how to put a hype package together. But Roman Reigns is on his way to the ring when Bobby Lashley confronts him, wanting him to call him out.
Going out to my ring, so I suggest you get up out of my way.
I suggest you go out there and call me out. As a matter of fact, I've been waiting all day praying that you call me out.
Really?
Because if you do, I'm not coming to talk. I'm coming to tear you apart. I'm sorry. Okay.
I'm sure Vince McMahon's real happy about that. If you couldn't hear, while these two are talking back and forth, there's a Boston, because they're in a TD Garden in Boston, Massachusetts. The Boston Celtics logo is behind Bobby Lashley and Roman Reigns. So the entire time these two are talking, it's in one ear and out the other of the crowd, and they're chanting, "Let's go Celtics." If that's not a telltale sign that no one gives a fuck about this match, then I don't know what is. Because that right there would tell me, well, why are these guys not reacting to these two? Why are they reacting to the Boston Celtics? If I was WWE, I would have had that thing covered up so nobody would have seen it, because that was stupidity. You're in Boston, Massachusetts, one of the hypest towns for the sports teams out there. They have the Bruins, the Celtics, the Patriots. They have Red Sox, the Boston Red Sox, the Red Sox. They love their sports. So putting two guys that no one cares about in front of a logo of the team who runs this building, not a good idea at all. Not a good idea whatsoever. Then, of course, there was then we have ourselves the aforementioned that Bobby Lashley decided to say, "Please call me out. I've been waiting for you to call me out." So what does Roman Reigns do? He does exactly that. Roman Reigns incites a brawl with Bobby Lashley.
I've literally never had anybody stare me in the face and say, "Go out there and call me out, Roman."
I'm pretty sure we have. I'm going to have to look back on that one.
I don't know about you, Boston, but I'm curious about what Bob can do. So, Bobby Lashley, get your ass out here because I am calling you out.
That's what Lashley asked for. I'm anxious to find out.
David, for this Sunday.
Then, of course, the good old buzzkill Kurt Angle and Baron Corbin have to come out to try and ruin everything. But these two are, they're big boys. They're not going to listen to somebody who's 10, 15 feet away telling them to save it for Sunday.
Lashley will not heed the general manager's advice. And here we go. Reigns and Lashley. The brawl's underway. Part of the Raw locker room heading down to the ring to separate these two men. And you can't blame Kurt Angle, guys. He doesn't want to see his huge match for Sunday go up in smoke here tonight. Yeah, Michael, we do. I don't know if Kurt's got a choice in the matter. Reigns and Lashley are intent on destroying one another. They're trying to separate these Two huge men, part of the locker room, finally dragging Lashley away and separating Reigns in the corner. Well, when things get this personal, it's inevitable that it's going to get this serious. Goes right up for Reigns, and Lashley and Reigns again. That stagey blows. Lashley has the upper hand momentarily. Still trying to get at the big dog.
And you get Roman Reigns out of this.
And more reinforcements from the...
And while they're doing this, Roman Reigns rolls out of the ring. Finn Balor rolls back and ends up hitting a forearm onto Baron Corbin because those two are facing off this Sunday as well in a match that nobody gives a shit about. I just realized Rhino's wearing the Lido Road shirt. Vincent.
This is about keeping Reigns and Lashley separated here tonight. Hey, let's remember, Roman Reigns said, I want to see what Bobby Lashley can do. Well, we saw it, and the entire Raw locker room is now seeing it. Another wave of superstars. More superstars. It looks like most of the Raw locker room has made their way out here on the orders of General Manager Kurt Angle, and Reigns and Lashley.
The Authors of Pain. The only time they make a showing on Monday Night Raw tonight is in this pull apart brawl. They were on main event, so 2 weeks of beating up no-name talent to be right back on main event. Good grief.
Trying to tear at one another like two men possessed. And Michael Gordon, I agree with you guys that we want to wait to see these two top superstars meet on Sunday. We don't want to see them potentially hurt each other here tonight.
Coach, you just contradicted yourself because when this brawl started, you actually sat there and said, but Cole, we do. So which one is it? Do you want to see the brawl now, or do you want to see it on Sunday? You can't have it both ways. So, Coach, I want to know who thought it was a good idea to have Coach come back. Because him, Booker T, and David Otunga are all three guys who should be nowhere near the commentary table. Give me somebody else on that commentary table that doesn't sound like a fucking moron. Please.
Look at that again separating himself and getting to Reigns before the superstars get in the middle and separate him again. This is so deeply personal between Lashley and Reigns. It's no longer about paychecks or winning records. It's about supremacy. Who is the better man, period. Oh, boy, they've got after resumes. They've got after each other's
A yes chant.
walking out, walking back in. And Lashley again. No! And Reigns just knocked down, driven to the floor by Lashley. Lashley just flattened the big dog. It's about stepping up. It's about becoming a man. Lashley wants to challenge. Reigns is the big dog.
So he tosses Reigns back into the ring. Goes to try and get in there. Everyone pulls him down.
So if we're putting fault on somebody, I'm putting it on Roman Reigns. I don't think we fault anybody here. This was bound to happen.
Crowd boos.
Massive Eagles finally blowing up here tonight.
Roman in the ring, everyone. So they pull Lashley away from the side of the ring that's on the hard cam side, and they pull him all the way around to the side that has the ramp, which you come down to get into the ring. Well, anybody who's ever seen a show, what do you expect to happen? Of course, Roman Reigns is going to bounce off the ropes, and a Samoan should never be somebody who flies like this, but Roman Reigns decides to pull an Undertaker or somebody of a big size diving over the top. Real cliche. Onto a pile of superstars.
Takes out a sea of superstars. That's how the big dog hunts. Well, for this moment, in this spot, in this city, this is the big dog's yard.
They played Roman Reigns' music like all this is all done, and then no. He gets around Bo Dallas and Finn Balor and Bobby Roode and I believe Kurt Hopkins over here charges down the ring again and does a nice big splash onto Bobby Roode, which conveniently there's people all around Bobby Lashley, not Roode, Bobby Lashley, and they just separate as he goes to splash. So, convenience is convenience.
Again, Reigns sprinting down the ramp. It's a good with Lashley. All the night continues. Someone's got to do something. Call Boston PD. I mean, this is... Did you see the look in Roman Reigns' eyes as he sprinted down the ramp and jumped on Lashley?
Yeah, it was impressive. I mean, somebody in that kind of shape should be able to do that.
Needs to be contained.
And that's how Monday Night Raw started off. Well, of course it did. Because WWE has to have two big bulls like this, Bobby Lashley and Roman Reigns, have a pull-apart brawl. Whoever faces Brock Lesnar, if it's Roman Reigns, Bobby Lashley, Seth Rollins, or whoever is going to be, Braun Strowman, anybody, they're going to do the whole pull-apart brawl thing. So this is not going to be the last one we see leading into SummerSlam if Brock Lesnar, who should be at SummerSlam, which he's most likely going to be at SummerSlam, should be at SummerSlam, they're going to do the same exact thing either in the first week after Extreme Rules, the second week after Extreme Rules, or whenever they do this title match. So that's how Monday Night Raw started. Let's see here. We had Nia Jax and Natalya versus Alexa Bliss and Mickie James before the match happened. Of course, after this brawl, they pan to the back, and we see Mickie James and Alexa Bliss watching TV in the most. I don't understand why they do this. You have the TV screen there, and then you have the two superstars or superstar back towards the TV, and then they look over, they turn their neck to the side and watch TV. It's like, who does that? It's always something I never understand is who does that? Anyway, they said that was pandemonium, that was destruction, that was damage ensued. And Bliss says that's going to be nothing compared to what we do against Nia Jax and Natalya tonight, which was the first match of the night. Nia Jax ends up beating Mickie James with a leg drop, and then post-match, Alexa Bliss grabs a kendo stick and wails on Nia Jax, and you hear Nia Jax scream like a bitch. Like the most unnatural screams I think I've ever heard. It was bad. So Alexa Bliss gets like 3-4 shots off on Nia Jax, and then Nia Jax grabs the kendo stick, and of course Alexa Bliss bails. So that was that. Match really wasn't nothing special. I was actually trying to clean a mess off my carpet while that was happening. Anyway, moving on, we have Nia Jax in the back who says she is repaying Alexa Bliss for months of torment.
Excuse me. Alexa Bliss, she's used every line of attack possible against you. She's insulted you behind your back. She's mocked you. She's called you a bull.
I don't need you to go through the whole list, Charlie, okay? That's just a reminder that Alexa will try anything to try to wear me down. But it won't work. She cannot break me. But I can break her.
Really? Because she broke your spirit, broke your confidence She broke you going into WrestleMania when she sat back there, said all those mean-ass things that she did into a live microphone. Somebody who comes barreling down with the tears in their eyes as much as you were is somebody who is broken. So she has broken you before, and she can break you again. So nice try, Nia.
This Sunday, I'm going to use Alexa like I did that kendo stick and snap her in half.
Nope.
Anything goes in the Extreme Rules match. Trust me, I'm not going to forget everything that Alexa's done to me. From all the mocking stories she's told the world, to all the lies she said to my face. I'm going to be paying it back to Alexa, inch by crushing inch. I'm going to take back my Raw Women's Championship.
Unlikely. Can I again say this is not the best message for girls and boys out there who are being bullied? Little boys and girls out there being bullied. What is WWE's solution? Oh, I don't know. Go out and beat up your bully. Find a weapon, do whatever you have to do, beat up your bully. That is what we're getting from this. This is what we're getting from this. Mojo Rawley versus No Way Jose. Didn't really give a shit about this match. They've been teasing it back and forth. Do you care about Mojo Rawley? No. His music got worse, I believe, than it did before. And No Way Jose is just a jobber for life. Mojo wins with the Alabama Slam for the 1-2-3. This guy, I have never been high on Mojo Rawley. I didn't like the I don't get high if I stay bullshit they had him go through in NXT and when he came up to WWE 2 years ago. I don't buy him as a heel now. This guy is just one of those guys that I'm waiting to see featured in Endeavor a couple months from now. We see a counseling session again, and this time it's not Dr. Shelby. It's an unnamed doctor. It's a female. People are making jokes. Is that Oprah? And we get to hear what Bayley has to say. Apparently, Dr. Shelby was just like, I'm done with this. I am absolutely done. These two I'm not even going to worry about. This Dr. Shelby went through therapy sessions with Kane and Daniel Bryan, and he can't handle these two? Okay. I'm not going to make any, sexually motivated jokes or something about women or anything. I'm not going to leave that. That's not for me. But Bayley and Sasha Banks get a new counselor, and Bayley, we get to hear why she turned her and did what she did to Sasha Banks.
Partners or opponents, I've always been Sasha's friend, and I would never let anything come between us, but every chance she gets, she continues to stab me in the back over and over again. And I'm tired of being taken advantage of. I'm tired of being lied to. And I'm tired of thinking that Sasha will ever change. Because Sasha Banks will only ever care about Sasha Banks.
Stating the obvious.
Well, they were at it again earlier today for the second straight week.
But we don't get to hear anything else because you guys talk over the rest of this.
Sasha and Bayley required to go to friendship counseling to save their jobs. The two must now report back to General Manager Kurt Angle next week, and from the looks of it, their report will not be favorable for one of them.
For one of them? Really? No, see, this counseling thing makes absolutely no sense. They did a third one. That was the third one. They had one in between that you didn't hear. It was what Sasha Banks was saying in her rebuttal to what her side of everything, but we didn't get to hear that. We just saw them talking, or Sasha Banks talking, and we got nothing. So something that should have been, she beats up Sasha Banks. We were a few weeks away from Extreme Rules. Hey, Kurt Angle, how about instead of sending them to counseling, you make a Balls Count Anywhere match at Extreme Rules, or a Last Woman Standing match. Something like that. I don't know. Why are these two not fighting over the Raw Women's Championship? Or, I'm better than you. I want to kick your ass. Put me in the ring against this woman. Why are we not getting that? Why are we getting this? It's only a 2-week thing. Hopefully we'll see what happens next week. Hopefully this is leading to something at SummerSlam. Unfortunately, these two women will not be in the Raw Women's Championship match going into SummerSlam, which is a damn shame. Let's see here. We had Seth Rollins run into the modern-day Freya Raja. Jinder Mahal, he tries to show Seth the error of his ways, in which he...
Seth.
Jinder, what's up? Life is beautiful. Instead of burning it down, one must embrace it. You can find inner peace if you chant my mantra.
Wow. Jinder, that's really deep. Maybe never thought about this, but maybe when I'm burning it down, I'm actually burning pieces of my soul. Please, help me.
Follow my lead. Shanti. Shanti.
Seth just leaves. Yeah, that's funny. That's Seth for you, though. They have these things so out of order on YouTube. It's not even funny. I had to search and yeah. This next promo was great. These three guys right here, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, and Dolph Ziggler, have a great promo session that leads to Drew McIntyre challenging Seth Rollins to a match later in the night. So this is actually great, and this promo here just tells you that the Intercontinental title is the main title on Monday Night Raw. And gee, does it not feel great to have a top title that actually a title that is being fought over? Like these three guys are fighting. Well, I know two of them are fighting for the title, but these three guys are making the Intercontinental title feel important. What's the Universal Championship doing? It's sitting on a lazy guy's mantle who doesn't want anything to do with WWE, and they gave it to him just to see Hey, he's Brock Lesnar. We got to give him something. Seth Rollins gets interrupted by Drew McIntyre, and it leads to a challenge. Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler, and it leads to a challenge for later in the night.
You guys have given me some pretty sweet nicknames. Mr. Money in the Bank, actually. I won that here in Boston. The Kingslayer, the Architect, the Man, Monday Night Rollins. But right now, to me, the only moniker that matters, former Intercontinental Champion Seth Rollins. The good news is that I've got an opportunity to change that. Because in 1 week at Extreme Rules, I go one-on-one with Dolph Ziggler for 30 minutes. And the man who scores the most victories in that time frame becomes the Iron Man and leaves Extreme Rules the Intercontinental Champion. Now look, Dolph's no walk in the park, man. He's no joke. He's fast, he's a veteran, he's savvy. Dolph is gonna bring the fight, and I'm looking forward to that. I love testing myself against the absolute best. The problem is he's also gonna bring that overgrown Scottish Wookiee Drew McIntyre with him too.
Calling Drew McIntyre an overgrown Scottish Wookiee. Oh boy. Makes no sense.
All those kind words, Seth. We really should talk about how good I am more often on the show. Now, don't be fooled for a second. You see, I'm not just going to bring my quickness and agility and rugged good looks and this giant psychopath Drew McIntyre with me. I'm also going to bring this. When it comes to that Iron Man match at Extreme Rules, I'm so good, I may win 5-0, 10-0, 100-0, 1,000-0.
Whoa, man, hey. Been bleaching your hair for too long, man. I think that peroxide's getting to your brain. You might want to go see a doctor. We got any good physicians in the house? Check them out, man.
You got some great jokes, Seth. But here's the reality check that you needed. You win an Iron Man match by racking up victory after victory, beating your opponent over and over until that scoreboard is so filled with victories, and after 30 minutes, you walk out the champion. Now, I'm not one to brag, but back at Kent State University, I racked up so many victories. When I walked out that door, I was the all-time winningest wrestler.
Who the hell cares?
I bet Drew helped you win all those too, right? Drew, I didn't know you graduated from Kent State, man. What was your degree in?
All right, you're quite the comedian tonight, Seth. It doesn't matter where I've been. What matters is where I am going.
We know where you're going, man. Wherever Dolph tells you to go. I mean, why you letting him lead you around on a leash? I just don't understand. Oh, he knows your secrets. Tell me there are no photographs, man. Please, look, I know it gets lonely in Scotland, but there are only so many sheep to go around, Drew. Please tell me there's photographs. Hey, please.
No, hang on. You want to call yourself the man? Let's see how much of a man you really are. Fight me tonight.
All right, Drew, you want to fight? You gotta fight, but hey, you better be very careful, my man, because I am a bad man. A bad man.
McIntyre's had it up, and he goes right after Seth Rollins, and Seth wisely got out of harm's way as he suckered in Ziggler and McIntyre. I don't know, Seth Rollins got...
So he just pretty much said, you know what? Usually you bang goats. Not for it was just like no, but definitely makes the Intercontinental, just these two here helping the Intercontinental title feel more important than we have the Universal title in ever. Bobby Lashley with his no respect to Roman Reigns. This little tidbit here just shows another thing. We'll talk about that in a second. But Bobby Lashley was in the back, asked by Renee Young about his match with Roman Reigns.
Bobby, Roman Reigns called you out earlier tonight, and you made good on your promise and went out and confronted him. But what's your mindset heading into such a heated match at Extreme Rules?
You know, Renee, I have respect for everyone I step in the ring with. You know, I even had respect for Sami Zayn.
Okay, so red flag with it. You had respect for Sami Zayn, a guy who made fun of you and your sisters and your family and brought three men out in drag to pretend to be your sisters, mocked your time in the military, mocked your Instagram account with all your little motivational specials, yet this guy you had respect for. Yeah, I wouldn't have respect for somebody if they did that to me, which I'm pretty sure some people probably have, to the point, well, not all the way, but you know what I mean. So, yeah, you have respect for Sami Zayn, even though the dude mocked your family and everything else. I find that hard to believe. Very hard to believe.
I have zero respect for Roman Reigns. I don't like him. I don't like the way he walks. I don't like the way he talks. I don't like the fact that he thinks he's a sheriff of Monday Night Raw. And I don't like the fact that he keeps bringing up what happened 10 years ago with me.
10-11.
Enough already.
Bobby Lashley would think was out of the company by this time in 2008. I could be totally wrong, but I'm pretty sure by 2008 he was out of the company.
What I do like is that he's willing to fight me. So I know this Sunday at Extreme Rules, he will show up. And when he walks into Extreme Rules to fight me, Roman Reigns won't walk out.
And why is this not a match with, like, Extreme Rules stipulations? It's just a one-on-one match, DQ and all that stuff. I mean, come on. We need a no-holds-barred match if you want to make this thing as personal as it is. These two showing that it's supposed to be a very personal match, and you're doing absolutely nothing with them? Give me a break, man. Come on. Why are these two not in an Extreme Rules match or some kind of stipulation match? It makes no sense. Let's see here. How many things else do I need to use this for? Probably not. Alright, let me see what else we have here. Alright, let's see. Bo Dallas versus Matt Hardy. Bo wins the match with a draping over the top, on the top rope, swinging neck breaker for the 3 count, which was a nasty looking move. He should use that more often. Then of course, like these two, the B team are celebrating as they usually do, and they do the whole for Bray Wyatt, and him and Matt Hardy are outside the ring. They come in, Uranagi to Curtis Axel, and a twist of fate to Bo Dallas. I expect the B team to get themselves beat, with the rumors coming out of who the Lucha Worlds are going to face at SummerSlam, which I think I pitched this at one time, so pay me money. Little snippet from Therapy, which we don't get to hear anything because, you know, we don't want to hear what Sasha Banks has to say. We just got to hear what Bayley has to say. Ember Moon versus Liv Morgan. Ember wins with a modified jackknife cover and a very cool roll around. In the back, we had Drew McIntyre and Kurt Angle, Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler come in, and earlier in the night, I forgot to say this, we had Kevin Owens show up in Kurt Angle's office, which I just realized this. Why does Kurt Angle's office recently just look like it's not even an office? It's you could probably walk in the back to one of those areas where, you know, they do their backstage promos, and that's what it looks like. It doesn't even look like an office anymore. I mean, when he first started, you saw walls. You saw actual walls. When Daniel Bryan came in to try and make peace between Raw and SmackDown and got chokeslammed, they were in an office. Why does recently it's just curtains, the Raw logo, and a bunch of other little pictures, and that's it, with a chair. It doesn't even look like an actual office. Where is he actually demoted? I don't see an office anymore when it comes to Kurt Angle, I'm just saying. But anyway, Kevin Owens came to his office and gave him a note and said, I'm not able to compete tonight, so I'm going to stay away from Braun Strowman by staying in here. But anyway, we had Kurt Angle in the back with Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler, and said if Drew McIntyre loses tonight, he will be banned from ringside in the match for in the Iron Man match for this Sunday. Dolph Ziggler is trying to protest this, but Drew McIntyre's like, you know what, it's fine because he's not going to get past me tonight. We'll talk about that match later. Elias and Baron Corbin, I don't think they have that on here, do they? Which I think is ridiculous. Maybe it's the beginning of this, yeah. No, it's not either. So they don't have the concert for Baron Corbin. Let's not talk about that concert because you had Elias come out and he said that he's hasn't been seen on Raw because he's been out there recording his album. His debut album is going to be coming out. He didn't say when, but he said it's going to be coming out. And he starts to talk about how he wants to punch Boston people in the face. They get pissed. They say, you suck and everything, and out comes Baron Corbin. And he's like, I want to sing a lullaby to these guys because we're going to put them to sleep. And they have him sing Itsy Bitsy Spider while Baron Corbin, like, are you serious? How insulting to the fans. That this is what you got for these guys. You have Elias, who is a natural heat magnet, and you're going to give him this? Give me a break. Elias and Corbin win with after an end of days when Bobby Roode goes for the this match was sloppy as can be. Bobby Roode looked like he hit his double-A spine buster on Elias, and he looked like he dropped him halfway down. His blockbuster earlier in the match to Baron Corbin looked sloppy as can be. This match just looked like everybody was out of sync the entire time. Anyway, he gets that double-A spine buster, gets hit from behind it into an end of days for the 3 counts. Braun vs. Kevin Owens in a steel cage match has been confirmed for the Extreme Rules pay-per-view. So as I said earlier, we have 3 stipulation matches for Extreme Rules this year. You have the Extreme Rules match women's match. You have the 30-minute Iron Man match, which is not an Extreme Rules, not an Extreme stipulation unless you put Extreme stipulations on it, which I think they should. Be nice. And we have a steel cage match. Of course, SmackDown Live is tomorrow night. Maybe we'll get something there, but I doubt it. More therapy between Bayley and Banks, and we again didn't get to hear anything because Michael Cole can't keep his damn mouth shut. And yes, now we have Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre, and of course, if Drew was to lose, he was banned from Sunday's match. And this was a pretty damn good match. It does not say Monday Night Raw. This match was definitely something you should go check out. It was slow to start what these main events on Monday Night Raw usually are, but these two picked it up really great, and it was a good match with Seth Rollins losing because Dolph Ziggler got up on the apron, he got knocked down, he gets in between the bottom and middle rope, and it's a curb stomp. Then Seth Rollins turns around and eats a Claymore for the 3 count, and Drew McIntyre is still able to be at ringside. How much will he factor into the actual match itself? I do not know, but that is definitely going to be probably the best match of the night. I mean, yes, Rusev versus AJ Styles should be a good match. Other than that, the Extreme Rules show, which we will get into as we go, is not looking like it's going to be anything great. Speaking of things, also, we do know that they will have we will have ourselves. Ronda Rousey will be at Extreme Rules in the crowd. They did announce tonight that she is, which it was pretty much speculated that she will be at ringside for that match. She is going to be the second DLC character to Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio, of course, was announced last week. This week they went with Ronda Rousey, which is cool and everything. And if you actually listen to the promo they did, the promo package they did, you actually hear snippets from one of Roddy Piper's podcasts he did with Ronda Rousey, where he praised her, and pretty much it was him giving her his name, the rowdy name that she got, and she wanted to make him proud, and he loved her for it. So anybody who is against Ronda Rousey being known as Rowdy Ronda Rousey, there is your proof that Roddy Piper was a fan of it from the beginning. So, yeah. This show it's a one-match show, plain and simple. Nothing else really they did not do much of. They did not give us much at all of the entire Bayley and Sasha Banks thing, which, of course, after last week, where people just didn't like it, they were like, you know what, we're going to film this, and we're just going to, you know, be done with it after that. So, Monday Night Raw was Monday Night Raw. It was trash. The main event, of course, was the best part of the show. We had a pull-apart brawl, which was not necessary. I'm going to say it, the last time, I don't know when it was, but the last time, it's been a long while, and I'm going to say it's been a long while since a pull-apart brawl actually felt warranted. It actually felt necessary. Every time they do it with Brock Lesnar, it feels forced. It felt forced tonight. It always feels like it's forced, like it's not necessary. Let the two beat the hell out of each other. You have two guys go out there and just kill each other, and then you move from there. It did not need to happen. At least it didn't feel like it needed to happen. But that is your Monday Night Raw review for tonight. I will be here for SmackDown Live tomorrow, where we will have, again, for the 6th time, I believe, AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura. I don't know why I said his Japanese version of his name, Shinsuke. But the title, of course, is not on the line, because AJ Styles will be facing Rusev for the title at Extreme Rules, and we will also have Shinsuke Nakamura versus Jeff Hardy at Extreme Rules as well. But this is probably the hope that I don't know why it's happening tomorrow, but it is the last match between these two for the rest of the year. I would have been fine if this would have been like 6 months from now and it's AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura one-on-one on SmackDown. But since we've seen it 4 or 5 other times, it's too much. We also see James Ellsworth versus, of course, the Empress of Tomorrow, known as as Asuka, in a lumberjack match, which no. But I will be back tomorrow for that. And of course, the biggest show of the week, NXT, is going to be happening. I will want to say something, because I was not here last Saturday, that I did watch Mustafa Ali versus Buddy Murphy this past Tuesday. I watched it like not too long after SmackDown went off the air, and I was done with my review. Holy fuck, that match was something you need to watch back. If you have not seen Buddy Murphy versus Mustafa Ali in the no DQ match last Tuesday on 205 Live, you are missing out on one of, if not the best match on technically main roster TV all year long. Make sure to find me on Twitter at TheFranz. Hit that follow button over there. Find me on twitch.tv/TheFranz08. Make sure to hit that follow button over there. Hit that subscribe button. Comment down below. Like this video. I'll be back again tomorrow for SmackDown Live. Wednesday for NXT. And a unscripted that if you want to know what's going on with me, I will explain as best as I can without going into too much detail on Saturday. Until then, my name is TheFranz, and you guys have a good one.